Did you see him run? Did you see him run?
But it's interesting that you've been able to hold on to that, and I love that. Do you feel like, you were asking me about moving to LA, and I think, what have you felt? And there's a part of you that's obviously wanting to be back in Kingston, be back to who you are. Have you felt that there's been parts of yourself that have been challenged? I don't feel, sitting with you today, that, you know, I don't know you before, I don't know you after. I've only met you today, so I can't judge who you are or what you enjoy. All I can say is that when I'm sitting with you today, I feel like I'm sitting with an authentic individual, and your energy comes across very easily.
Thank you.
Do you feel like you've had to hold on to that at times with opportunities, challenges, the industry, or is that all stuff that we kind of make up in our heads and it's actually just be yourself and you're fine?
I really don't know the answer to that question. I've definitely walked away from a lot. And I think, had I not walked away from certain situations, let's just put it at that, I would be a very different person today. I've been really good at keeping in touch with my friends, keeping my family close, listening to the lessons, not getting caught up in the Hollywood hype. Like, I really am a massive fan of making movies, but I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it, to kind of just live as normal a life as possible. Today, doing this is a very rare thing for me to do. Like, in London, to come in and speak to someone about my life is something I would not typically do. But because I'm a fan of yours and I was keen to kind of hear what you had to say and chat to you today, I felt like this would be a safe space for me to do that. But yeah, I definitely think it has been an ongoing thought, which is, don't lose yourself. I've seen so many people come before me and lose themselves. And I've had friends that I've grown up with that aren't friends of mine anymore because they've lost themselves to this business. And I just am really, really keen to focus on what makes me happy, which is my family, it's my friends, it's my carpentry, my golf, the charity that my mum runs. Like, that is the stuff that makes me really happy, and that's the stuff that I should protect. My relationship is the thing that I keep most sacred. I don't talk about it. I try my best to keep it as private as possible. We both feel very strongly that that is the healthiest way for us to move on as a couple. So I do try to keep as removed from it as possible. Like, you'll never see me at an award show that I don't have to be at. I'm never going to a red carpet event that I'm not in the film of, you know? I don't want the attention when I don't need it. I love the spotlight. I love the pressure that comes with it. Just watch that tennis documentary, Breaking Point.
I haven't seen it yet.
You got to see it. It's amazing. I never realized how brutal tennis was. I've always been a huge tennis lover. I am now absolutely in awe of what those athletes go through. But there's a quote from Billie Jean King that's on the stand at her stadium in New York that says, pressure is a privilege. And that is so true. Like, oh my God, feeling pressure on a daily basis in the capacity that we feel is such a privilege. I love feeling pressure. I feel like I thrive under pressure. The best golf I've ever played in my life is when there are cameras around and people are watching. I just think that that is a real amazing thing to be able to experience. So I enjoy it while I can. And then when it becomes a bit much, I kind of become a bit of a recluse and I disappear. I come back to Kingston. I play golf. I play tennis. I hang out with my friends and my family, do the pub quiz and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So it is something I actively try to do. As I get older, it only gets easier.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah, and I can relate to that, where in my small way, or in my world, where a lot of my friends think like I'm in LA, like always at events, always at parties. I'm not. I'm like in bed by 9:30 p.m.
Right.
And I only live there because it works for me in the world that I do and what I do, and
sure.
And I enjoy living in LA, but I don't live there for Hollywood. And I think that's often the perception as well, where everyone's like, oh, you're all Hollywood now. And I'm like, well, no, not really. Like I don't really go to all the events and gatherings and stuff unless I need to be there or I'm connected to a project. So I relate to that. What you mentioned a few things there, but if I had to ask you as Tom, when do you feel most yourself? Like, when do you feel most connected, and what are you trying to reconnect to if you're like, well, I know what it is, but I'm still figuring it out again?
I think when I feel most myself is to do with my relationships. So I'm going to leave that and not talk about that.
Absolutely.
But I think the other thing, and this is such a stupid thing, but it's when I'm playing good golf. Like, there's something about how golf is the most humbling sport in the world. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you've got, how successful you are. golf will batter you no matter who you are. And that's what I love about it. You know, it's such a leveling sport. I love going to a golf course and meeting new people that I've never played with before, playing around a golf. I struggle when I don't play badly. Like, I've got a bit of a temper, and like, you're supposed to have 14 clubs in your bag. I currently have 9, and you can probably guess why. But I just love being outside. I've always been an outdoorsy person. I love being on the golf course. I love my mates. They all love playing golf. There's just something about the challenge of shooting lower than your lowest score that really kind of takes my mind off of the work. The interesting thing about golf is that you could be having a terrible day. You could be really upset about something. And if you play really well, you completely forget about it. If you play really badly, you then are playing badly because of what's happening outside of golf. It's like a really weird kind of catch-22, I guess.
Yeah.
But I love it. I think when I'm playing good golf is when I feel most like myself.
Yeah. Wow. That's a unique answer, but I get it.
Yeah,
I get
it's
what you're saying.
weird.
Yeah. I've only ever played golf like twice in my life.
Right.
And I totally get the point of how humbling it is horrendous. No matter how quickly you pick up other things in life, golf is not one of those things that you pick up that easily.
Oh, mate, you can sign the biggest deal of your life and go out to play golf to celebrate, and it will ruin your day. Like, absolutely ruin your
Don't go
day.
out to play golf to celebrate.
No,
ever.
never go out to celebrate.
Yeah.
No, crazy.
No.
Do you still play any sport?
I love playing football when I'm back here.
Okay,
so that's
nice.
one of the things. My mates know that when I'm back in London,
Okay.
we're going to play a game
Where
of
do you
football.
play?
Well, we will just play on like a 7-a-side pitch or
Wicked.
a 5-a-side pitch, like close to
Yeah.
northwest London, which is where most of my mates are. So like
Nice.
Stanmore, Edgware, Watford, that's like where all my
Love it.
mates are. And so we'll just go rent a pitch, kick a ball about. I'm not any good anymore,
Sure,
but I still
well-
got the full kit and the
Yeah,
socks.
yeah,
and,
love
all
it.
that kind
I
of
always
stuff.
look dressed to
Yeah.
impress, bro. I've actually got Neymar's kit, like from him.
Oh, wow.
So you best believe I'll show up to 5-a-side in his full kit.
I love it. Is it signed by him too?
Nah, it's not signed by him. No,
that's
no,
just
no.
that's just his kit.
We went on a lad's holiday to Portugal recently to play golf, and at the resort we were staying at, the people were so nice. They said, let's have an England versus Portugal football match. There was like, I think there was 8 of us, and there was a bunch of Brits that were working at the resort, so they kind of joined our team, and we literally did England versus Portugal. It's a full-size pitch. We did 60 minutes, 30 minutes each way. I'm fit. I train every day. I absolutely love my fitness. I really, really I'm into it. By the end, I could not make 5 paces without my legs cramping up.
Man.
They are so fit, these football players. It's unbelievable. And we won. And it's so funny how the first 10 minutes of the game was really friendly, like soft fouls, sorry, mate, like your free kick. And by the end, it was savage. It was really intense.
Wow. At least you won though.
We won. I got an assist. It was
Okay.
actually a glorious assist as well, actually. I pinged the ball over the top. My brother made a run and it bounced and he managed to get his foot to it and he chipped the keeper and scored.
Wow.
It was,
But there's no footage.
there's no footage.
No
which
proof.
Is, no proof.
Yeah.